Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wendy and this is Vegan Me, and thanks so much for joining me. I am in the process of, trying to find new skincare along with just about everything else that's vegan out there, and I'm always on the lookout. But one of the things that I want to make sure that I can do is replace my skincare items as I use them up, and I have a pretty good amount, but it isn't like a year's supply. So I want to try out new companies, and it's interesting that even though organic is not really necessarily my specific goal, it is something that kind of comes along or can come along with vegan products, and also not just organic but all natural, and they tend to go hand in hand. It isn't that you can't, of course, get chemicals in your vegan products, because you can if you really want them, but I think that this is kind of something that I've never really explored, and I'm interested in that part of this too. Using essential oils and what they can do for the skin, what nature can do for the skin, not just what I'm putting into my body but what I'm putting on my body. So Thesis Beauty kind of was like right up my alley in terms of that. And so I went on their website, and honestly, I'm not entirely sure how I found them, but I may link that below too if there was a particular link that I know of anyways that provided me with Thesis Beauty's website. But through my research, I found Thesis Beauty, and they're called thisisbeauty.com. And up at the top of their page, it says Thesis Beauty Purists. And I think that that's one of their sort of missions, is to create products that are as pure as possible, so that they're not using fillers and synthetics and GMO products and, all that other good stuff. And they use natural vitamin E to preserve their products as well, so that, they have a little bit of a shelf life. A lot of essential oils, as you may or may not know, don't last, that long, and they all have different shelf lives. So adding a little bit of vitamin E so that you can at least get partially through the bottle, helps a little bit. But vitamin E in and of itself has its own shelf life, so it obviously is a little bit longer than that of these other oils that are in these products, so it helps it out a little bit. But enough about that. So they are vegan, they use pure ingredients, they have good quality control expectations, they're not using chemicals, so on and so forth. And so I thought I would try them. I ordered 3 products, and I got 1 sample product. So let me talk about them. The first one is a natural spray deodorant. Now, this of course has been one of my challenges. I have always been an antiperspirant girl. I always used to believe if you don't sweat, you can't stink, and the reality is that's true. But what are you doing to your body by clogging up your sweat glands? And I never thought about it. It's just like, never thinking about where the square cow came from. I had my blinders on, and I am interested in finding the solution without having to use the chemicals, even though I know I could probably get a vegan deodorant that has chemicals in it and would provide me some layer of, antiperspirant protection. I'm interested in the concept of not doing that. So not having aluminum and all that other stuff in it. So this one doesn't have any of that. It does have a lot of stuff in it. And it was very interesting because I had tried this on my boyfriend, and then he said, and I was going to spray it on one night, and he's like, and he was very nice about it, but he says, it kind of burned, and I said, oh, well, maybe, I don't know, you were out swimming, maybe you chafed, or I didn't know what to say. But you know what? It does. So what it reminds me of is like using Bengay, only maybe using it in an area where your skin is very, very sensitive, which would be your, underpit. So it is a little bit of a surprising sensation. I wouldn't say it's terrible. It's not awful. Maybe if you just shaved and you have a little, razor burn or something, this would be downright painful. But without that part anyways, it's not terrible. I'm not sure whether or not I'm completely convinced that this is killing the bacteria or prohibiting the growth of the bacteria that causes odor. Not sure I'm convinced of that. However, I will say that it does tend to give you the like, you don't smell it on your body, you don't smell any after effects, you don't smell it when you sweat. You don't necessarily smell BO, but I'm just not really sure yet. So the jury's still out on it. But I will tell you what it has in it. It has cane alcohol, organic glycerin, lavender, lime, lemongrass, peppermint, petitgreen, eucalyptus, rosemary, geranium, and tea tree. So no wonder it's got a little bit of a cooling sensation. Let's call it a cooling sensation, but it burns a little bit. But I will let you know what I think of this. I have a couple others I'm working on, and maybe I'll just have a little deodorant showdown, and that'd be an interesting thing to try and figure out how to test. And we'll see which one comes out on top. But so far I have 3 that I'm working on, and I'll get back to you on that. So the next thing that I got, actually, let me talk about this one first. The eye serum, which is a restorative care. I'm just going to pull this up. The interesting thing about these products is they have a lot of writing on the bottles, very similar to what you'd see with a Dr. Bronner's bottle, but it's all valuable writing. You know, it's very interesting to read. You can get the ingredients, you can get how to use it, a product, product facts, and then just very, very kind of nice labeling. They've done a nice job with this. And the eye serum itself, jojoba, grapeseed, argan, rosehip, lavender, pomarosa, German blue chamomile, and of course natural vitamin E. It says just to dab a few drops around the eyes, avoid contact with eyes. Well, this will probably end up in my eyes, and I'll let you know if it burns, hopefully not. And it does say that a little goes a long way. Now, not entirely sure if those oils do more than just hydrate the skin, which would be fine, because let's face it, that's basically what we're doing anyways. I mean, the best care that we can all do for our skin, no matter what our age is to cleanse, exfoliate, and moisturize, and of course use sunscreen. So if you're doing those things, the hope that you're going to create, get some miracle something is additive, right? So if we're not moisturizing, it doesn't do us much good to use retinol or something like that. So moisture is very important, and that's what I really kind of hope I'm gaining from this. The next thing that I got is rosehip oil. Now this is a natural form of vitamin A, so using vitamin A with vitamin E, those two sort of go together, and it kind of helps. In terms of the shelf life, vitamin E has a longer shelf life than the vitamin A, so it kind of helps it last longer, and then hopefully, whether or not you can get through this entire jug without it starting to turn colors, I'm not sure about that. But anyways, this is the rosehip oil. Looking forward to trying this. This is really going to go on my entire face, where the eye serum is just focused on the eyes. And of course, I'll probably most of the time use these at night until I have an idea what the consistency is. This one, I believe you put it on and you let it soak into the skin, and then you can put your makeup on over it. They say that all of these are good under makeup, so it's just really kind of a matter of me trying them. And then I also got a sample of the face serum, which I have tried this a couple times, but it's really kind of difficult when it's in a jar like this too. So I'm looking forward to trying all of these products, and then also coming back to you and updating. I don't know if I'll update this video, or if maybe I'll do that. Yeah, why not? I will update the video and tell you how I like the products. In the meantime, I'd love to know if any of you have used Thesis. I'm interested in anything out there that, is vegan, is natural, is good for my skin, and also gets results, because that's another thing that's a little bit tough, is finding out what works and what doesn't, because there just aren't that many reviews out there on this stuff. So I'm actually glad that I have the opportunity to share this with you. So let me know what you think. Don't forget to like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. And leave me a comment below, because I'd love to hear from you. So have a great night. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.